You travel to Najaf with one clear intention: to find a moment of absolute stillness and spiritual connection inside the Imam Ali Shrine. But stepping out into the streets of Iraq immediately tests that focus. The environment is loud, fast, and intensely demanding. You have to navigate shoulder-to-shoulder crowds, communicate across a language barrier, and calculate unfamiliar exchange rates, often while managing intense heat. Finding peace inside the shrine does not happen by accident. It is engineered weeks before your flight. This chart measures your logistical decisions against their actual impact on your spiritual focus. Filtering for highest impact with lowest pre-trip effort, 3 variables drop into the optimal zone: your travel dates, the physical currency in your wallet, and the exact street of your hotel. Getting these 3 wrong directly translates to losing trip funds and spending your days physically exhausted. Strip away the friction of daily logistics, and you protect your energy for the exact reason you made the journey in the first place. The single biggest lever you control is when your plane lands in Iraq. Many travelers default to major religious festivals, or they are forced into the deep summer and winter months by work and school schedules. Traveling during these peaks means competing with millions of others for hotel space, moving through gridlocked streets, and fighting for inches of personal space inside the haram. The optimized approach is to strictly target the shoulder seasons. Look specifically at the weeks immediately following the 15th of Shaban, or the exact windows of March through April and October through November. During these months, the intense Iraqi weather breaks into a mild climate, and the massive crowds thin out considerably. You trade the communal energy of a major festival for something incredibly rare: quiet, unhurried time directly at the Zari. Once on the ground, your first logistical hurdle is the Nader Shah Bazaar, the dense market facing the shrine, where most currency exchange happens. The most common error travelers make is arriving with their local currency, whether that is Indian or Pakistani rupees, euros, or British pounds. Local vendors do not have a standard, reliable conversion rate for these regional currencies, which means they will apply heavily depreciated, arbitrary rates to hedge their own risk. This matrix maps the currency trap. To bypass it, acquire physical US dollars before leaving home. In Iraq, the dollar operates under a strict, universally accepted rate. You receive exactly 150,000 dinars per $100 bill, everywhere, without negotiation. Getting those dollars requires a physical trip to your bank or exchange counter before your flight, but that 30 minutes at home prevents you from paying a compounding tax on your hotel, your transport, and every meal you buy. Carrying physical US dollars makes you totally immune to predatory exchange rates. Next, you have to establish your physical base camp. The optimal geography is the Bab-e-Qibla zone along Sharia Rasul. This positions you directly in front of the main gates and the major transport hubs. Securing a room in this premium radius will cost roughly $35 to $40 a night, which typically includes meals. If you need to optimize for budget, you can drop that nightly rate down to $10 or $15 simply by expanding your search radius a few streets further from the shrine. Regardless of where you stay, your daily routine intersects with strict security cordons surrounding the haram. The key restriction to remember is the absolute ban on bringing electronics, specifically laptops and power chargers, toward the gates. Walking to the checkpoint with a charger in your bag means security will turn you away and send you to the external Amanat deposit queues, adding a massive delay to your entry. And if you plan to purchase items to take home, like a burial kafan, wait until you reach Karbala. You will find higher quality options, handwritten with saffron, often at much better rates than in the immediate markets of Najaf. Where you choose to sleep and what you choose to put in your pockets directly dictates whether you spend your hours in prayer or standing in lines. These logistics are not one-size-fits-all. You must map them to your specific travel group. This flowchart maps out the optimal paths based on 2 primary traveler profiles: the family or first-timer and the strict budget optimizer. If you are traveling with elders, children, or doing this for the first time, your priority is eliminating friction and creating predictability. For this group, locking in March, April, or October dates is mandatory, and paying the premium for a Bab-e-Qibla hotel is worth the cost to avoid long walks in the heat. If your goal is to stretch every single dinar, the strategy shifts. You should target the $10 to $15 outer hotels, Purchase a local Zain or ACSL SIM card for about 12,000 dinars, and strictly hold off on your major shopping until Karbala. But no matter which profile you fit, the rule for bringing US dollars remains non-negotiable. By treating these logistical details with the same seriousness as your prayers, you ensure that when you finally stand before the Imam, nothing pulls your focus away.